There it is.
Final darkness falls over these lands.
Okay. I don't even have to necessarily do that. Wait, what? What? He goes back to his roots and becomes a good guy. I clearly clicked on the Death Knight. It even said... What? It did the voice line and everything. What the fuck is going on? I can't even escape. So he reverts to a paladin just to cuck me one last time. What the fuck? I can't even escape. What is it doing? I don't know what's happening. Oh, I didn't even look at those. I was just doing them kind of flippantly. After you summon an undead, give it +1 attack. At the end of your turn, send 5 corpses to summon a copy of this minion. I would say, oh, we have to get stuff from the new expansion, but it's already, you know, most of it is going to be that anyway. Each frost spell that's kind of weak. Deal 3 damage if it kills it. 2/2 zombie with rush. Deal 3 damage and freeze it. Okay, AoE is going to be good. So is that still going to come into play here? Because it's not very clear how that restriction would work. That basically means you can only have a combination of like ones of each. Like you could have 1 star, let's say 1 rune of frost, unholy, and blood. But if something has like 3, then you have to commit only to that. So like now we'd be committing completely to not doing any unholy stuff, which I don't mind. Hero powers are disabled. Detonate a corpse dealing 1 damage to all minions if they're still alive. Repeat this. So there could be a power creep factor too, where you just dominate. Now this one you get to choose whatever you want because there is no choice there. So I would like to do that, but at some point you have to draft for value too. Foul egg. Summon a 3/3 undead chicken. I would rather do necrotic geist, actually kind of fits better. When your weapon is destroyed. Whenever it takes damage, none of that's really good. After it attacks, this is good kind of just to keep down there, especially to give taunt with like Defender of Argus. It's kind of confuses me that I'm a paladin, but it makes a certain in-lore sense. Deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. After you attack a minion, we'll do the freeze. I'm basically just doing the old school mentality of just whatever is new you have to just get. But at least you have a choice if there's multiple that are new. This almost confuses you with the icon, but you obviously know that I don't like having these eggs, but that's part of the challenge. Corpse Bride is of course going to be that. Marsh Drake is going to be a 5/4 for 3. I'm going to 2/1 poisonous. Well, we'll be able to kill it with like the ghoul and stuff. So we did commit to blood, so we can't get unholy. So I wonder if it'll even offer us an unholy card. It probably still should, but then that makes it kind of unfair. Yeah, this is the first time ever in Arena that would be the case. Like where you can't get, you could not take a card that you're offered. Because if they offer me an unholy one, I've already committed to the 3 runes. Or maybe in Arena, you can bypass the rune need and just do whatever you want. The same way that you can bypass like the card limit. You can normally only have 2 of a card, except now you don't have to worry about it. The Gargoyle kind of fits with the theme, but your elementals have 2 attack, 8 mana, 7/7. I don't really have very good high cost stuff here, so I mean, including even that, but obviously I'm just taking whatever's new just because it's new. This thing is very fitting, at least. That's from the other Frozen Throne expansion. The you know, the helmets are easy to confuse. In fact, even this is too. Has 1 less for each other card in your hand. I think that's unlikely to really happen, where you're just going to stockpile cards. In fact, you don't want to play like that in Arena. Bone Mare, very fitting. And Spectral Knight is very... Although I can't do Spectral Knight because we have to do one of these instead. After all the praising he does for us, every time he's summoned and every time he attacks, he extols our virtue. Gonna do 3 fucking eggs. We have the weapon. It is having a bias towards certain, you know, expansions because of it. Like, clearly, they're making a point of Knights of the Frozen Throne. I spend up to 8 corpses. Don't have a choice. Very strange how this happened. Yeah, it's not going to offer me unholy stuff, which is a weird way to kind of game the system. So you can kind of control, like at the beginning, just take, let's say unholy is considered best in this at this time, just take only unholy stuff, and then you'll not only will you choose not to take blood and frost, you won't even have to be weighed down by being offered blood and frost. So that is kind of a bit of a cheese thing. Next, Ramus cards and frozen. It doesn't really tell you, like, you're doing arena, but it's not standard arena and it's not wild arena. It's like some kind of weird hybrid Nax Ramus Grand Tournament, whatever the fuck this is. I don't get it. Your end of turn effects trigger twice. I mean, I guess it would seem unfair to take this, but technically none of these are the current expansions, so I guess it doesn't matter. You're really gonna make me take like 4 foul eggs. Are you fucking kidding me, Dan? Deal 4 damage. I guess I could destroy some of my own stuff with the... Why does that icon not look like... These are both new though too. What is that icon? This is obviously a new card. It has like a circle on the top. Restore 3 health to all friendly characters. Restores... I mean, that is good too. So apparently I'm a paladin, just to be clear. There is no Death Knight. I could be the first person ever to be doing an arena. Or maybe you turn into a Death Knight at the beginning of a game, but that really doesn't make sense. Like, a demon hunter is a demon hunter from the beginning. And I apparently cannot exit this menu. You are trapped into your fate. I bet nobody really is prioritizing doing arena. Right, but... What the fuck? I can't even do anything. It took like 3 or 4 attempts. Let me open those packs and disenchant stuff. I don't even really want to do the arena necessarily right away. I'll just like... I just wanted to have it ready. And so the first 2 picks I kind of just did random shit because I was so stunned that I'm a paladin. So I thought I would have to reset too. Well, it's not even letting me escape from this. So this is just wonderful. I don't want to exit out either because it might... not let me back in or something, but this maybe won't fare too much better. Fuck off, dude. Now how much you want to bet I'll be waiting all day? So I'll build kind of indiscriminately, just make every card and try to fill that up. I think that'll be a fun way to justify doing arena too, and I'll only do arena like his Death Knight or something. I want to make it like super immersive where we just commit to that. Not even because I necessarily like the class that much, but just to make it feel distinct. I'm kind of bored of a lot of other... I don't know. It just makes it feel fresh. That's the amazing thing with RPGs, like going way back, that makes them so fun, is like you can play through a game for like 100 hours, and sometimes, and then it's like you can do it all over again as a different class, and it feels completely different. So that's replay value ingrained into it. Like with Dark Souls even, Dark Souls doesn't technically have classes. You can just kind of put stats in whatever you want. But I deliberately restricted myself to only putting in 1 stat with each character just so I can have that experience. And what's amazing is that each class has like enough spells and abilities and weapons to still make that feel fresh. Make them feel distinct.
All will serve me in.
I really do like this picture. I think they made a good decision here. Unfortunately, I guess this is kind of like AoE protection, but I did kind of make it so that, I have to draft the new cards no matter what, which is kind of a hard mode challenge too. So this is like Path of ner'zhul, try to complete the Death Knight collection and just only play as Death Knight, but it's also +1 attack for each crossbow in your hand. Also, it's going to be, you can only draft the... That's kind of too restrictive. 1/2. After you summon an undead, give it +1 attack. Like, I can only build Death Knight cards, and I can only play as Death Knight in arena, and I can only pick from the new cards. This is kind of a little bit risky situation. So it would have been only a 1 mana 2/2. So the upgraded hero power was kind of anticlimactic. It's only a 2/1 ghoul with charge. It should have been like a 2/1 that doesn't die, or a 1/1 that doesn't die, or a 2/2, or I don't know. It just didn't feel like enough. But this is kind of good value still. Although they're kind of going fucking nuts with this. It's a 2/2. This is gonna get really out of hand. Old school, boring kind of cards, but it does fit with the thing at least. A lot of Nax cards and Knights of the Frozen Throne type of cards. But at least it punishes them for AoEing, which incentivizes that they trade. The corpse count is cute and all, but it's kind of like I had a lot of games where like I had a high corpse count, but there was nothing to do with it, kind of. Taunt, Mana Thirst for 8. That just means if you have 8 total mana, right? That's kind of stupid. Rewards you for nothing. Deal 3 damage to freeze it. Deal 1 to all other enemies. If I deal 1 to all other enemies, then I mean, this is obviously more dangerous, but what is this? Whenever you summon a minion with death, maybe I take my chances and I think a ghoul can finish him off next turn, but if that fucks up, then I'm really going to be regretting it. But how many death rattle minions could you really have is the question. Discover 2 concoctions. I guess I haven't really seen what concoctions are. So I'm going to play this like a blind first playthrough of the game just through this class to try to revitalize my interest in it a little bit. And so even if the cards aren't that exciting, at least they're fresh to me. I don't know anything about it, which is kind of how I like to play anyway, but I normally just ignore the current expansion. I'm going to try not to do that. Of course, I'll still do my anti-spell stuff, you know, mixed in with it. So I do want to see that Lord Thermar interaction. Not even that it's like a unique, yeah, you really want to give this buff to them. So I fucked up by doing that. It's kind of sad, but spend up to 8 corpses. I don't have enough corpses. Give it minions +1/+1, spend 3. I just don't have anything, dude. I need to give it +1 attack. Summon a 2/2 undead peasant. I just don't have jack shit to play. I guess this is pretty well statted though anyway. So he's just got an unlimited number of death rattle minions to just fucking play like a constructed deck in arena. Like, what are you doing, dude? Of course, these eggs are pretty shitty, but if he does AoE, it's going to be to his own peril. That's really good because you can pay health to bring it back. I can't wait to see what they do with this in future expansions, though. Like, what kind? There's so many cool ideas for cards, but we didn't see too many of them. Spend up to 8. I have 3. Summon a risen groom that has stats equal to the amount sent. That's cute, but it's not really gonna matter.
Till death do us part.
Man, that was a big mistake not killing that. I learned my lesson. I should have just used the spell on that. Yeah, I can't believe they don't have a single elusive minion. And in the whole expansion, in fact, for every class combined with neutral cards too, there were only like 2 or 3. There was that mage spell that lets you summon some. I guess those are the 3 classes that'll... Well, I'm not going to restrict myself by saying I can't play as other classes, but I'm going to place an emphasis on this. I really want the ner'zhul in the armor. Like, that is my dream. They even showed us that in the fucking thing. In the little cutscene with the story stuff. I think I'm going to lose this, but I don't know what kind of busted ass shit he was doing. Like, everything is just... Summon up to 8. I can't even do it. Give adjacent minions +2 health. You can just re-summon it. And is it going to just keep having the death rattle over and over? Yeah, you could just keep doing it. What the fuck? I've only ever seen it really replayed one time, but I'm just dead.
You are prepared for wars to come.
I don't know if he actually says that like in the game. I think he does probably when he's about to raise you. Like, he's like, you truly are Azeroth's greatest champions. Now I'll raise you from the dead to fight for me. That was my master plan all along. Ha ha ha. All you would have to do is add that one. It's like with Sylvanas. Oh yeah, they added that one just for the story when you beat her, you know, to unlock Death Knights. But then they do actually have it as one that you can get. And so they could have done the same thing with ner'zhul. You might think, like, who wants to just be a suit of armor and a block of ice? But that is the true origin of the Lich King. And the genius strategist that he is, he doesn't even need to leave the fucking armor to wreak all the havoc that he did. Arthas was really just the pawn. Even if he was, instead of a pawn, he's a rook, he's a queen. right, give him credit, but he was still just a tool. He was never the alpha. He was never the one, you know, the brains behind the operation. And then even at the end, he wants to say, oh, is it over? Like, dude, apparently ner'zhul's not there anymore, so is what over? It's such a stupid way to end that story.
The light shall bring victory.
All will serve me in death.
I don't even mind the 3. You can go 0 and 3 and fucking that's almost never happened. I even said like, oh, I have to delete my account and stop playing if I ever get 0 and 3, but that ended up, you know what, just may as well do it. But yeah, we did actually get a 0 and 3 at some point. That wasn't like a true permanent challenge, but it almost seemed fitting. I'm tired of seeing this background though. They should have another one for this. After this attacks, destroy it. So that's good just to keep out there. You don't have to ever attack, and if he attacks into it, it's fine. Be great if you could give like taunt or something. I love these well-statted minions, even with a negative effect, like Millhouse Mana Storm or something.
Reverberations in the void.
The biggest thing with this is give a minion attack. Oh, I do have even the taunt thing here. That will make this very good. Deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. I don't really care too much about that. Give a minion in your hand equal attack to this minion's attack. I won't be able to actually kill this, or maybe it's worth it to do that.
Is eternal.
Yeah, what would it really matter? Just do this. Just do this. Just do this. So it was almost dead anyway, so I don't think that's a bad trade. And of course, Priest's biggest nightmare is a 4 attack minion. I'm assuming it's not Wild Arena, but they're kind of putting a bias towards some of the cards that fit with this set, which in a way is kind of boring because you're kind of restricting it to too much of the same thing. But I get it. You can go ahead and do this and then just kill it, or I could do this. I kind of don't feel like I need the taunt, to be honest. Give a minion, or it'd be better honestly for that. So give a random minion attack and then go like this and then kill it, and so now we can give the taunt anytime I want, and I could even give the taunt to this. Yeah, they kind of need more payoff things for the corpses. We always build up these high totals, not because we're in arena, even in some of the constructed stuff. There aren't too many cards that give you that consume the corpses or give you like a really good win condition thing. They're all just kind of ancillary little effects, which is fine, but 3 health to all friendly characters. I guess I could trade in and that would be pretty good. Go like this, go like this. I don't want to overcommit on the board, but I kind of forgot what this weapon even does. There's only like 2 weapons that you get, right? This one, and you always got to remember that has charge, because almost nothing in the game has charge. A lot of these basic hardback people I'm going up against too. After your hero attacks a minion, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. It's like this one, Might of Menethil, and Frostmourne. And Frostmourne doesn't even count because it was recycled from the, you know, Death Knight pool already. So that's not even really a new card. Corpse Explosion. Detonate a corpse to deal 1 damage to all minions. If any are alive, repeat this. Basically like Defile. I don't want to overcommit to the board. So let's just not even do anything more than this.
Shall suffer.
Oh, that doesn't really sound like him.
Shall suffer.
That almost sounds like a different character altogether. After your hero attacks a minion, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero.
Soul is mine.
Why does he sound so different when he's attacking? I guess you normally don't hear him that aggressive. He has more of a composure about him. Almost like the Darth Vader thing, like where he rarely ever lets any emotion out, so his voice is kind of hollow and robotic in a way. Come on, this should be a win at this point. Like, you clear the board, I deal with it. Definitely hold this shit back though, in case. Yeah, there was kind of a card back that fits with this that you can buy for like 600 gold too in the collection, like an older one.
As fast as you can.
But I obviously don't want to waste the gold that I have. I had like over 1,000, and I just bought a whole bunch of packs from this, which probably wasn't even worth it, but what else am I going to do with it besides buy cosmetics anyway? I just like don't even care. Oh yeah, you get that little interaction. So we can do like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So obviously we're nowhere close to killing him. So I have the attack and health of a minion. I kind of just want to keep doing what I'm doing. You can do the ghoul into here. What does it do? Haunt a card in your hand when you play it. Summon a 3/3 soldier. So whack this, whack this, whack this. But we're still going to force him to deal with the board. It could be that I'm being a little bit too passive, but I don't know. He's going to have some crazy shit still. I don't think you would... See, it's like semi-wild arena, because Naxxramas would obviously be wild. It's just like, I don't know how exactly some of these card pulls work. They don't even really tell you either. Okay, that's unfortunate because the taunt is going to be annoying. It's going to heal him for like a measly 2, though, total. Fell Soul Inquisitor. This is from the Witchwood. So that really has nothing to do with anything, but it would be kind of definitely in wild. So I don't know how they're deciding some of this stuff. After, yeah, that's what you get for just randomly clicking stuff. It's not like I knew that was gonna happen. After friendly undead dies, draw a card. This guy's not undead. This guy's a beast, so nobody's undead, so that's even pointless. Detonate a corpse. So maybe now I should play something else, but of the attack and health of a minion, maybe I should do this one, just because it is so annoying. Go like that, and then we can trade something in finally. Go like this, go like this, go like this, go like this. I'm obsessed with this Defender of Argus play on the egg, but it's going to be hard to actually do because of the simple fact that you have, what do you call it? Or it's not even really that good of a play is my point. Like, this is my 8th play of the game. Summon a 1/3 egg with fucking Death Rattle, summon a 3/3. Yeah, Illidan's base picture never really impressed me. This one's actually badass. I feel like I have some rare hero skin that I luckily got or something. Right, but it's actually just the base one. This is a good choice. Summon, send up to 8. Summon a Groom. After friendly undead dies, which I don't even have a single undead out there. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's not going to be enough no matter what.
Death calls.
I have 7 corpses, so I can get a few more than that. Add a random shadow spell to your hand. You could hit this with 1, 1, and then hit this like with 2 things. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then... Wait. Well, perhaps I should have done that first. I don't know why I didn't. I guess because I'm looking to do this. But that would have been a good... Oh, no, but those weren't even undead. So that was actually the right play. This is kind of OP, too. Doesn't leave a corpse, but that is a very good value. You can see in the background, this almost looks like the forest, too, outside Silvermoon. Restore 2 health. Why not do it to yourself? Restore 2 health. You can keep doing it, but that's not going to save you. I'll have 16, 17, 18, 19. Plus 20, 21, 22. Silence a minion.
You are prepared for the wars to come.
That probably is what he means. You could either say it like you're prepared for the wars to come, like because you beat me, so you'll do good against the old gods or whatever threat is next. Or it could mean that you're prepared to fight under me because I'm about to raise you as an undead. 1, 2, this should be it. Oh, I thought it would be like exact. Never mind. DMing without realizing it. Yeah, that first one fucking destroyed me with the Undertaker thing, which was completely my fault because I should have not allowed for that. This deck isn't even that good or interesting, but I'll try to stick with the theme of like picking always the new cards. But I kind of only want to play as Death Knight. I don't really care about playing as a different class. So like I'll keep well, I don't have enough gold to do that right now. Like I can keep re-rolling until I get it again. This is a good way to always try it too. Like, because in Constructed it might not even be that interesting, but
past is dead.
The past between you two. I always made fun of Jaina and Uther for that, though. They're like, oh, I can't watch you do this. There must be some other way. That's what Uther says. There must be some other way, Arthas. And then Jaina says, I can't watch you do this. So if I'm Arthas, I just stand there with my arms crossed, and I'm like, okay, what's the other way then, you fucking dumb clowns? Like, just let everybody turn first and then do it. Like, the point is, nobody had any ideas. They just want to talk shit the whole time. So I could coin out the Bloodsail Raider. It's like one of those optimal morality fallacies. Like, if you have to sacrifice one person to save 100 or 100 people to save, or whatever it is, like some kind of a psychological experiment, the fact of the matter is the result's going to be the same either way. He'll just moralize about it and then suffer the same fate. Like, it's such a stupid thing. So he still shouldn't have done it, but he should have made a point to just like, okay, if you think you're so... I don't know if I want to summon this actually. Yeah, let Jaina and Uther deal with the Undead Scourge. Oh, that's right. They had no answer for it anyway. They all got destroyed. Their whole fucking... Well, I guess it wouldn't have been as bad if Arthas didn't turn. But... That's the hilarious thing about it. Like, oh, he does that. He picks up Frostmourne to save his homeland, right? Like he says. Summon a 2/1 poisonous thing for your opponent. Which isn't worth doing unless you have an immediate answer.
One more death can't
Right, he picks up Frostmourne to avenge Mal'Ganis and save his people. But if it wasn't for him doing that, he could have just sat at home and jerked himself off, and they would have been better off because he was the primary force of the Scourge, right, and destroying his homeland. So literally him doing nothing, or him even dying, like if Mal'Ganis or somebody kills him, they would have probably still been better off, right, because he was such a useful, important tool off the true Lich King, the ner'zhul. I can't believe what they did to him, though.
Did that just...
The sun has set for me.
Yeah, this was from Knights of the Frozen Throne. They're gonna run out of icons to distinguish. Like, you see the Lich King's crown there. Like, how many of those are we gonna get? At least they spaced it out pretty well, though. That was in 2018, so it's a 4-year gap. Freeze an enemy minion, silence it first. Of course, he didn't have that. You can make this a taunt, or you could try to kill what he has here, but I don't think I'll be able to. This seems like a good excuse to taunt, because this will allow me to kill that and it'll still be alive, and if it dies you get a 3/3 back. So this is a really good thing. Of course, this never used to be a 3/3. I forget actually what it was. They've changed it like a few times. I think at one point it was a 3/2, at one point it was a 2/3. So they nerfed it, then they buffed it. Or I feel like it was a 2/3 originally. Maybe it was never a 2/2. You can't really kill this. I'm punishing AoE a little bit. That's good though. I'll get the 3/3 back no matter what. He really did hit everything at least once. That was kind of good. You can do this, which is fine. You could heal everything, which doesn't matter right now. You could give these +2 health, which would actually be pretty good. This is more like a cost efficiency type of thing. So you can still do some kind of AoE flame strike bullshit, but this is fine for now. Are we using the same card back? Sometimes people use it just because it's new too, not even because it fits the set or whatever. Although the card back you got for this month was really stupid. It was like something to do with Christmas. They should kind of understand the significance of, you know, this expansion and give you one there, but they're kind of running out of ideas, I guess, to relate to the theme of the Scourge and whatnot. Half of them are Naxxramas based and half of them are obviously Frozen Throne based. That just shows you the impact of the Scourge story. Like, kel'thuzad was the final boss of Classic, and he's just the right hand. He's just the second fiddle. So they were really building up to that for a long fucking time, right? Your pathway to the Frozen Throne. And people were still happy and excited with that. So this is going to be a simple trade.
My rule is eternal.
You'll get a poisonous thing here. So what if I do... I could also do the weapon, actually. This isn't going to be undead. So let's do this. I can do the weapon, and I can do this as well. You go ahead, you trade. You hit him in the face. You hit this, you hit this. And so now I have a pretty decent board, although a flame strike play is still very possible. Yeah, I don't see the reason to ever go face with this then, unless obviously there's nothing on the board, or just, even then I'd probably save it though. Yeah, so this corpse count, especially in arena, is not going to be very good, because your likelihood of getting a really good trigger for it is pretty low. So it is one of those contrived type of mechanics that's class specific that maybe isn't the best. They've got to find a either it'll be irrelevant or it'll be way too fucking strong. It'll be one of the two, I think, most of the time. Like, you can see their card back more than you can see your own. Why the fuck not just turn this to an angle so it's laying flat? It'd be so easy to do. Or not even like turn it at an angle, just flip it up a little bit and have it lay flat. Why does it have to be in that fucking thing? It's one of the dumbest, most peculiar design decisions in history. Other elementals have +2 attack. I could just summon that. Not that the elemental effect is that relevant. I think it'd be very hard for him to... Or I could heal stuff, but I think I'll just go for it because 3 and 2 and 5. So I think that's fine because it's gonna, even if you flame strike, then you're gonna have to deal with the 7/7. Or some people would have said, oh, just heal there, do the same exact thing, but instead of summoning this, summon like these two. That way you'd be able to, but it'll work pretty well anyway with the mana thirst thing, because now if he flame strikes, then we can full heal. Yeah, if indeed, what a surprising play. Now we can heal that almost all the way up. Give a minions in your hand attack equal to this minion's attack. So it's possible we could give it to this one, but I don't want to overcommit to the board here. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Although the egg is kind of good because it's AoE protection. I'm going to make that mistake so many times, right? I summon it, but then I don't attack because I don't realize it has rush. I'm summoning it almost like I'm still a paladin in life, like, you know, like the 1/1. It's just so objectively better than that. Right? Summon a 1/1 that doesn't die, but you're going to end up trading it in anyway to something. So you could just easily have a 1/1 with rush. But that wasn't enough. They wanted to make it a 1/1 with charge. So if I was a paladin, I'd be pretty pissed about that. But yeah, it's like one of the great confusions of Knights of the Frozen Throne. Like, Frostlich Jaina is not a Death Knight, but like every class, it makes it seem like every Death Knight is a paladin, right? Which isn't necessarily true. And so if a warrior becomes a Death Knight, it makes it seem like, okay, there's still a knight like the Starfang's kid. But if any other class becomes a Death Knight, they become something else entirely. Like Deathseer is almost like what ner'zhul would have been. Deathseer Thrall. Or it just kind of confuses the issue because it makes Death Knight seem like such a singular thing. Like Arthas, the Lich King, is the, you know, prototypical example of a Death Knight, or like Mograine or whatever. But it's just weird when you look at some of the other classes, like Deathstalker Rexar or whatever. That's not a Death Knight. Like, what is that? That's just, like, obviously there are certain enemy types maybe like that, but it just makes it seem like in a totally different category. You could say, oh, those are just different versions of a Death Knight, but it's not, because, like, Jaina clearly is like kel'thuzad. That's just a different category. She would create more Death Knights or whatever undead herself, like the way that kel'thuzad does. Keep raising them from the dead. So what are we, like 2 and 1? You don't have to play all your arena games at once unless it's the fucking Halloween thing and it's like the last day before it resets. Then they'll fucking end the run automatically and give you a fucking tavern ticket. But that doesn't make up for the fact that if you had like an amazing setup, you'll never get to experience. Oh, he should have some dialogue with Uther.
I will bring order. You could not stop me then. You will not stop me now.
Their relationship is a lot like Obi-Wan and obviously Anakin, but The difference is that he fucking just dies, and that's it. Very early on. You go like this. You don't have any frost spells, but I guess it's still worth it to trade into there, I guess. So this guy isn't undead. In fact, most of this stuff isn't undead. This I love, because there's no downside to it. You could just leave it there for a while and not attack anything. After this attack, so try to give it taunt or just let it trade into something. Even if it trades into a 3-2, it's the same as a normal 2 cost would be, except it wouldn't die from the damage, but you know, pretend it's a 2-mana 3-2. How is this worse in any way? I guess unless you want to keep whacking their face with it, I suppose. That didn't take long at all to do the fucking Plants vs. Zombies, so now we just get to relax and play Arena all day. Yeah, I really just want to do like back-to-back Death Knight arenas, but it's hard to obviously guarantee that. I mean, I guess you get a choice of 3, but even this is fine. I don't mind that. In fact, we don't have much of a choice but to do it. After an undead dies, draw a card. I guess it's just a curve kind of play. Now, what does that have to do with any of this? Like, why is that card in here? Hired goal. Gone. I don't know how they decide what the card pool of Arena really is. Because it isn't completely standard, and it isn't completely wild either. It's just kind of random. To give this and then give this, or I could summon the ghoul. I kind of prefer doing this, though, because I'm not going to have any real weapon precedent here. We'll go 3 and 1. So I can get punished by an AoE pretty hard. Although not really. Like, would you really consecrate a board like this? Maybe. Bone Mirror would be really good. Now we have all the little Arthas pets to go along with, like Invincible, Bone Mare, fucking Arthas, whatever kind of animal companion you could want. He could have his own animal companion card, like summon one of those 3. Mana Burst 8, but I kind of just like it the way it is right now. We can just do this, we can do this. But this is going to counter with the undead effect of the, whatever. Go like this. You have to trade these 2 in regardless. I prefer the higher health value, actually, over the, whatever, having a 3-1 versus a 2-2. These will be good back-to-back plays, I guess. 6, 7, 8. This has been giving me pretty good value. Although instead of this, I guess I could do something here. Like, would that actually help me kill something? I think it's a good turn to just kind of reset everything. So we'll go 3, 4, 5. And then we have 2 taunts with pretty good health values. Some people would question a play like that. But I just want the board to be clean and very sticky. Right? Because consecrating shit is not going to do anything here. In before he has a quality consecrator, wild pyromancer consecrate. That was one of my favorite plays ever. The wild pyromancer was just made for that shit. You just kill these very easily. I almost want to give it the taunt, but I don't have to. I would rather give it to the other one though, because the health value is so bonkers on the other guy. Like, look at this fucking beautiful board here. This is insane. Really, your only answer would be some kind of quality consecrate type BS. That's what I love so much about Wild too, assuming that it actually works that way, which I think it does. It'll give you all the different boards and music from all the expansions combined, whereas Standard might just lock you into the most recent ones, which would kind of make sense. But so this is not going to be much value. This seems like it's an overcommit, but also I don't know. I could do this for 7 and then just do that. I don't see really a great other way of dealing with that. Go ahead, finish this off with this. Go ahead and hit this, hit him in the face, hit him in the face. And I'll do this, I guess, as a little bit of AoE protection. Now, is he saying that mockingly, or I guess not? Otherwise, he wouldn't resign. Or maybe he's so pissed that I made a misplay and saying well played sarcastically and being pissed that he still loses to me anyway. That's just my biggest thing, is like, I don't play like any game every single day, right? Even for my secondary games, I'm always going to rotate. Like, one day it'll be chess, one day it'll be Hearthstone, one day it'll be Magic, one day it'll be Pokemon, one day it'll be Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm never going to play one of them every single day. I did that with chess for a while, I guess, just because it suited me. But so this whole daily quest stuff is very hard to keep up with, and I don't like to play off stream, especially. I mean, I typically don't play anything off stream anymore because I don't have time. So it's like if I'm gonna play something anyway, I may as well just do it on stream, and it kind of goes together. But the whole idea is like, yeah, with this especially, I don't want to play off stream because I want everything to be fresh. So the first time I see this crazy broken deck, it'll be on stream. Like, I just like that whole idea. And I also like doing that with chess because it's like, this one I don't even like because it's too slow of a card. You're not gonna have the free time to buff stuff in the early game. This could be okay. Like with chess, I could show like, here's my path from 1000 to Grandmaster, and I'll have video of every single game I play on the path. The point is, I probably won't get that far. It's just, I kind of don't even mind doing this. But yeah, because you'll just be able to trade into this anyway. I guess it's kind of inevitable. No, I guess this serves the same purpose. Although I could do both. So if he attacks me in the face, I can just kill it for free without having to trade that. That doesn't matter at all. Now this will only be a... And I guess he gave you a chance to get another frost spell and this and that. This will be a heal. This will just be like a base card. Although I don't mind doing that either. Although I also don't mind... Now I'm playing kind of a slow pace here, right? Trying to get the most value out of the weapon. And trying to save this 1-2 at all costs from being traded into, as if it matters. So this could only hurt me if he has like a very fast-paced deck that's going to keep punishing me, or something that happens to counter that. Clearly amazing. This doesn't seem worth it. Swap the attack and health. I could make this a 3-4, which means it wouldn't kill this, I guess. Or this, you could just accept a trade. I guess I have so many options that Reborn. At the end of your turn, send 5 corpses to summon a copy of this, which I don't have yet. This maybe seems okay because at least he'll have to attack into it with his thing, or he has to kill it with the Worgen. He's being very patient with this, which I have to respect. Most people wouldn't have done that. I would have just hit face by now, even myself. I forgot what the picture turns into with Justicar, but I probably was the first person to see that interaction because nobody really would give a shit about it. Or at the very least, the first person to do it with Justicar specifically, because there are other ways to do that. Okay, that was just impossible to stop. I could deal 3 damage and then kill one of them. That would be my whole turn. Deal 3 damage and freeze it. This is only going to be a 1 use. This, I don't have enough corpses. So it's almost worth it to just do what I'm going to do, but maybe not. Maybe we'll do these 2. The heal is going to be a waste. This is going to be a waste until you have 5 corpses. Yeah, it's really not hard to get corpses, though. I mean, obviously, you could say, oh, play around it by just not killing their minions, like if you, for my opponent, but that's obviously stupid. He does have a lot of fucking swarm shit. It almost might even behoove him to go face. You don't really have a ton of AoE as Death Knights, except for that, well, speaking of which, you could do this and then... I guess I had no choice really but to do that. You have that Defile equivalent, basically. What is it called? I forgot. I can't believe anti-magic shell and stuff is just not a consideration. I mean, you already have that in the sense of one of the Death Knight cards, but it's actually different. The version that you get that you can craft and play as part of the Death Knight set is different than the one that you get from the Lich King. Oh, you know what was weird, actually? It wasn't letting me use the original Lich King card last time. I want to see if that's actually available now, or if they just changed it or retconned it out. That'd be kind of stupid if they did. Spend 8 to summon something with equal stats, which will be like a 5/5. This will be a heal. There's really not much I can do about any of this stuff. It doesn't have taunt, so... Oh, you know what this could mean, actually, is that there's no limit. Like, if you had 25 corpses, it would summon... Then 5 corpses to summon it. Maybe it does mean that, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. The Wind Fury isn't as impactful maybe as it could be. But it's not a one-time buff like a Battle Cry. It just does it all the fucking time. So you definitely have to get rid of that. Is there a way that he can kill this without Or even this would be enough to sack into it. I really don't like this picture. I love the picture of him, but I hate the picture of this. And I also don't like the art, this picture of the fucking... It's like from Warcraft Reforged, I guess. The portrait that's like smiling and shit. Like, you could say, oh, it's his evil smile or whatever, but it's just kind of silly looking. I can't take it seriously. So this is very bad, but these aren't the worst Wind Fury minions you can have. In a way, he's kind of making a mistake because he could have put these next to it. So all I would need is like another AoE, but I'm just not going to get it, or at least a way to kill this. Or a taunt or anything. Restore 6 health. I just don't have a way to do this. If only I had my upgraded hero power. Now he's going to give this Wind Fury instead. After an undead dies... the end of your turn, so I don't have enough for that. I can do 3, 6. No. I definitely have to do the heal. Why don't I do this and this then instead? You can kill this with the Wind Fury thing. If I kill this, he'll just get the death rattle. So that's fine, I guess. We can do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. He's gonna top deck swipe and just kill me. This is such a fucking good card though, especially for arena. But even for constructed, I could see some pretty good early game usage. Like, it's just so hard to deal with. Imagine you give that any kind of buff, or I guess even silence it with the fucking starfish yourself. Or it just kind of punishes silence, I guess, in the early game. Yeah, he's calling my bluff pretty good. Like, I don't have any way to deal with this shit. You could hit this and then... Or you probably want to do it like the other way. Bone Mare is going to be pretty good. So in a certain sense, if you wanted to choose like just not to attack with this... Because the problem is... I'm only going to be able to do like one thing or the other, I guess. So if I hit this, I hit this. I should almost give it to this. That would be kind of a genius way. Okay, we go like this. 6, 8. Bring this down to 1. This is going to die anyway. And then this is going to take care of anything that he's got, like this, for example. So that Bone Mare kind of does save me, but I don't really have a way to heal. So I'm probably still going to die. Even never mind the board, like I have to either end it very quickly or try to get some good value out of this. This is going to require 5 corpses. That's almost a waste. Like, why would you do that? Just because he wants to get rid of the taunt so badly, I guess. But I'll make him whack and do it again. And even this is going to act as a de facto heal. Actually, this is kind of good because what it does is... No, but I'll trade the 5-1 in anyway, so I guess... I was gonna think like, oh, you can do that and keep it alive. So go ahead, trade this in. Go ahead and keep this guy out of the threshold of being killed by the hero power. We are actually gonna take this more than likely. I can't think of too many... Well, he could just get direct damage to the face, like swipe or something. Sitting swamp with so many weapon counter things. But I guess you're not getting them for that reason. It's just a bonus. Other elementals have +2 attack. I probably shouldn't overcommit, but I can't imagine that this would be too much of an issue. We could have hit him for like 5 more, so it wouldn't have killed him. I mean, this is kind of poorly statted even. Not even an 8 mana 8/8. Compare this to the 4 mana 7/7. Like, what the fuck, dude?
The scourge will devour all.
Yeah, the Scourge will devour all, but you're playing for the wrong side.
You are prepared.
I wouldn't even say like, oh, this is too easy just because, oh, it's a new class and people don't know how to play against it, or it's just too strong. Like, obviously other people could be doing the same thing. And it's like, I'm not even experienced with it. I don't even know what I'm doing because obviously it just came out, but let's get like a 12 win fucking, some of these have been a little bit too easy though. That first guy's deck was pretty crazy though, or it was kind of my fault for just leaving the Undertaker alive. I just couldn't imagine There is going to be some banter back and forth here. No, don't give me a generic line.
Could not
Ah.
stop me then. You will not stop me now.
Yeah, this I kind of don't like in the beginning. Even this somehow is okay. It's kind of just AoE protection, but you'd rather do something else. Although it's better than just passing a turn 1, which you would probably have to do anyway, most of the time.
The light dims, but we fight.
Alright, that's kind of a little bit annoying. Would I want to do this on curve? And the answer is I probably would have to, because it just wouldn't be worth it otherwise. But these things can really just slow you down in the beginning. You almost never want to do what he's about to do. Force me to have to attack into it twice. Why would you? Oh, I guess that's why, because he had that just to expend. If I could whack it and then heal it, I guess.
Grab your shield. It's a right.
Give a friendly minion taunt. You don't want me to get to that. Interesting. I could do this too, but I'm almost okay with just doing this. It's okay statted, just a 3-mana 2/4. I think I can work with that. Bone Mare really saved me last time. Okay, this guy's got a lot of fucking reactive shit here in the early game too. Or I guess more so proactive stuff. We might have to do this. I have another egg and I have this. I think this is fine.
Shield for Argon.
The death rattle is going to be pretty decent value. Oh, it looks like we're going in the big leagues now. Just everything seems so... I don't know. This deck seems worthy. I guess as you win more games, it matches you up against people who have more wins too. But I feel like that's not always true, because there's not always going to be that many people online that have the exact same number of wins as you at the exact same time. So I feel like that has its limits.
The light dims.
5 mana, you're going to spend up to 8 corpses. Deal 2 damage to an enemy and freeze it. I could do like this, this, and this, but I'd rather just do this. But do I want to trade something first? And the answer is, obviously I have no choice but to do this. Imagine if your enemy stuff, there'll be probably some cards that do that too, right? Like, or there'll be like a battle cry if there isn't already. I read through every single card last time, but I can't remember. Like, for the rest of the game, your opponent's minions give you corpses too, or something like that. Or at least like a spell that does an AoE, and if it kills anything on your opponent's side of the field, it counts as a corpse too. Oh shit, dude, this guy's got a good deck. Or at least he's getting a very favorable opening. 5 mana 4/6 with that fucking... And this isn't even a new card. That's just one of those crazy fucking things. Very good value. Remember the heal bot that was a 5 mana 3/3 that did the same thing? And you couldn't even choose what it healed. It healed your face, right, no matter what. So this we won't be able to do anything with. You would need 4 more corpses. You can do 4, 5, 6, or you can do one of these. 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of just don't even want to deal with this thing right now.
Death calls.
What if I just do... I could do this to deal with it. I kind of just want to do this and then ignore it and see what he's got up his sleeve. We'll bring that down to the threshold, and then we'll think about how to deal with this. I guess I kind of forget that it has Reborn. That's what makes it good. I would rather have it have Taunt, though. Imagine 2 2/4 taunts, like the fucking Serenite Chain Gang, but those are 2 3s, and it's a guaranteed effect, so this actually costs something. After friendly, okay, this is a great play to do. I don't know what to do it on, though. I wouldn't mind doing it on this, but it's kind of maybe a little bit silly. But no, maybe it's not. So go like... Oh, shit. My math was a little bit off. Ah, shit. I thought it would have enough for some reason. Fuck, that was actually a mistake. 3, 4, 5. That was completely botched. So we'll just leave this guy there otherwise. It's still an intimidating board, but that was a fuck up. No question about it. Just please don't have an AoE. Give it Divine Shield, not the end of the world, because it wasn't going to die from that anyway. And then deal 3 damage to a minion and freeze it. Deal 3 and freeze it. But then you could finish it off with the other 3, I guess. Kill it with this. Oh, I should probably actually think about what I'm doing a little bit. Undead Beast. This would obviously be undead.
One more death can't hurt.
Why don't we just do this and this? So I could have drawn like an extra card. Now this is kind of a mistaken situation still, because I'm kind of overcommitting to the board. So now we're going to also have the ability to, and it's a multiplicative effect, so it would just keep doing it. So I don't know if you had like 25 corpses, it would summon like 5 copies of itself, because it doesn't say only do it once, but at the very least the copy would summon a copy too.
The victory is yours.
But I wonder if it would be the same 5 corpses. I think you would probably have to have 10 for that to actually work. Okay, so we only lost the 1 because I made a misplay on the Undertaker thing. So I'll finish this arena, and then I'll play some constructed. I do kind of want to do the anti-spell thing, despite it not really having anything to do with Death Knights, unfortunately. I just want to see that Lor'thramar interaction with it, because I didn't even see that once last time. Surprisingly, the card that best fits the anti-spell deck has nothing to do with the fact that it's anti-spell itself. Like, I thought there would be some more elusive minions in here. Elusive, evasive, whatever you want to call it. Favorite mechanic without even having a name to it.
The Lich King versus Uther.
I like how they don't even call him Arthas. They don't want to admit the shame that they feel.
Stop.
Okay, we're seeing a lot of paladins. I wonder if they're good right now.
Stop me now.
Kind of fitting in a way, because they obviously would be the theoretical counter to Death Knights, but Arthas sure took advantage of that. So many of their abilities in WoW kind of directly point to that too. Like, now I don't even have to summon this. I could just skip it and go to that, but I don't see why I would do that. This is such a good value fucking early card. And it's not like, oh, you have to be the Lich King to use it. Anybody could use it. We've seen this like a million fucking times too. Not even just like, oh, because it's a new card. It must just be really, really good. 2 mana, 2/1. It's not really that good, but the Death Rattle is obviously good. Add a random, what is it? Random shadow spell to your hand. So now this is a time where you just don't want to attack with that at all. I could do this and kill both. Or this wouldn't matter. Or actually, after it attacks, destroy it. Can't be targeted by enemies or damage, but I think the effect would still destroy it though. That's kind of a tricky interaction. This would be fine. I almost just want to do this. Because I could actually... Oh, fuck, that was a misplay because I should have... I'm not even going to do anything in terms of... So my weapon can still finish it off, and it's up to him whether he wants to attack into that or not. The best thing is giving it taunt with Defender of Argus. Then it's just a 5/5. Or, I mean, a 6/6 taunt. This is fine. So what would I want to do next turn? I could give something immune, but... There is no such target. Oh, shit. I mean, I guess I could try the interaction with that. Like... It won't... Oh, it was kind of a waste, though. The poisonous thing won't matter too much. But I can't leave this around. Oh, I could just do this. Give it extra health won't do anything. But what if we do like this? We do this, we do this. No, whack this, whack this, whack this. Oh, that was a cheesy fucking voice for it. For the Dark Lord. I don't know if I've paid attention to it before. Corporal, yeah. Fucking some of these names are so stupid. Save the comic release stuff for the flavor text, why don't you? 2/5. After you play a minion, give a +1/+1 and Death Rattle summon a 1/1 Hawkstrider. That's quite a strong card, actually. 3 mana, 2/5 with that effect. What the fuck? That's actually too many things, dude. First of all, 3 mana, 2/5 isn't bad. So we could give this thing immune and then kill this. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Of course, he wouldn't kill it anyway, but... You give both of these health, which... Mainly, I would do that just for this aspect. I'm kind of playing too slow. Let me hit this and then hit this. And then we still have the Divine Shield. Now, that's kind of bad because you're allowing this to get buffed and really punish me. Right? That could be a bad decision. So I probably should have hit the ghoul into there and not worried about the 1-1. It's almost like I can see the fucking future. That's so stupid, man. Why does everybody always have to have the thing that I think they have when they have it? 3 and 3, I guess. Just kind of ignore what he's got going. I won't worry about the heal right now. It's gonna be impossible to deal with this fucking clown shit. So never leave a Divine Shield like that just to kill a 1-1. I don't know why I did. Because the 1-1 could have popped it anyway. I feel like the charge effect on the ghoul is kind of unnecessary. It should be rush, shouldn't it?
You pay, I protect.
But then they couldn't have called it ghoul charge. Ghoul charge. Gain +1. I'm basically just dead. Okay, so that was my mistake, but it was kind of stupid.
I will purify the fallen.
4, 5, 6, 7. That was a 1-1. Like, I knew, I called it both times. Like, oh, that the Undertaker might fuck me over. I should kill it, but then I didn't. He might buff this thing with the Divine Shield. And this wasn't even like a good value proposition. Why would I kill a 1-1 over popping the shield? How would the 1-1 make that much of a difference anyway? I don't have a lot of great recovery cards here. One of my favorite cards ever. Your next paladin minion costs health instead of mana, which you can obviously afford to do. Put the clamp down. What's the death rattle though? Oh, just the stupid Hawk Strider thing. I don't know if it would have made a difference that I still wouldn't have lost, but obviously kind of tough. 4-2. We at least have a decent amount of health.
Die as you live.
They're all going to summon the stupid 1-1, so after you play a minion, obviously, otherwise it would just endlessly loop these things back together. Give a minion +3/+3 and Divine Shield. What the fuck, dude? That was kind of my fault, though. They were both pretty clear. Whenever something has an annoying effect like that, or even that case, it wasn't really the effect that did me in, but that is a very busted card. 3 mana, 2/5, with give everything you play +1/+1, and summon a 1/1. Like, you gotta pick or choose, dude. You can't just do everything. That's like a legendary quality card. There's just too many things going on with it. And it doesn't even require like any specific support to make it good. Like, it's just good, period. Especially in arena context. Although maybe only in arena context, because it still wouldn't be quite good enough for constructed. I think that 2 mana 5/5 though definitely is going to appear a lot. Although it is neutral, so I guess you think of it as a Death Knight card, but it's not. Of course, class cards always have that freedom to be a little bit more busted, right? Like, you'll have the same statted minion. I always forget what it is, but there'll be like a same cost, same statted minion for Druid, right? One expansion that's just objectively better than something else that's either from another class or at least from neutral. I forget what I'm thinking of exactly, but it's just kind of like an insult. Like, oh yeah, you have the 4 mana 4/5 Yeti versus the 4 mana 4/8 fucking whatever Disciple of Cthulhu thing. Although at least that requires like a bonus, like interaction. It's weird we haven't actually played it that night though.
For my daughter.
Maybe they're not.
Will serve me in death.
Speaking slowly makes you scary. Maybe they're not good and I'm just overperforming, overachieving. And even the ones I lost. Yeah, look at these fucking chicken eggs. Amazing. They do count as undead chickens. Even the egg counts as an undead, even though it's not even born yet, quote unquote. That's interesting. Where do you actually even see these? I don't even know. That'll give 3 attack to that, which is pretty good value. Kind of the best possible interaction. You would never expect that I would have another egg, would you? The biggest thing these things are good for is punishing for AoE, and the only reason why I have them is because of the simple fact that I wanted to make a point to take stuff from the new expansion only. If you're holding a shadow spell, deal 2 damage, so that kind of spoils that he's not. But I could do the stupid eggs, but I kind of like this. I'm not gonna wait till fucking turn 8 to do it. So that's not bad. I don't have many buffs in here, and I don't have much recovery, like removal. I do have a little bit of AoE. Little 3 damage and do 1 to everything. 3 damage to a single target. Feels like that should just be a mage spell, but that we got somewhere along the line, but there's not too many things like that. You could go for broke here with this. You won't be able to kill the, yeah, good luck trying to AoE me now. The problem is I don't, oh, I'm actually retarded. I should have done, fuck. I'm doing everything too fast. What are the chances you get all the eggs in one fucking hand? Exodia foul egg deck. I should have played the one that actually has attack value. So he'll hit this, and then he'll still be able to heal it back. So I won't be able to kill it myself. This is great, though, because like anything you summon, you know he's not going to be able to AoE it. You probably should just heal it. Keep it out of range, at least perceptibly, or just accept the fact that I might have a way to deal with it. That was a misplay, because I should have at least put the pressure with the 3-2. Deal 3 damage to a minion. So all these eggs are going to just do me in, though. Now, we can't leave this around for him to potentially buff, but... You'll summon a 3-3, which is not that great, but I can't wait too much longer. A 4-4, not going to be targeted by Shadow Word anything. Or there should be a Shadow Word that specifically only kills 4 attack minions. Like there's Shadow Word Death, Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Word Balance, or whatever. Just to counter that, almost as a meme of how hard it was for a priest to get rid of 4 attack minions for so long. Chill when Yeti was like their killer. There were a lot of things that just ruined them. He's gonna do some crazy buff, or at least he doesn't. So it's gonna be very hard to deal with any of this. He's gonna heal it back. Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose on the altar of these fucking undead chickens. Argus will give them a certain amount of value, though. Is there something I can do besides that, though? If I give it to this, then the ghoul combined with that is going to allow for this to be killed, and then we just wait it out. So maybe I didn't get the maximum egg value, but it's okay. I really made a mistake by not summoning the 3 attack egg, though. So an AoE would allow me to have 2 of the 3/3s, which is not the end of the world. Assuming that he just kills the 1/3 first. That was worth it, I think, because otherwise it would have been hard to kill that fucking taunt. We haven't really seen too many people with these fancy fucking new heroes either. The Sylvanas one or the Arthas one. I don't even like the Arthas one, really. Maybe people have finally wised up and they don't want to give Blizzard any more money for these stupid shit cosmetics. Imagine how much a Hearthstone account would cost if you had every single cosmetic in the history of the game on there. That would be fucking insane, wouldn't it? Just because so many of them are unattainable now. Not even because, oh, they're so good or anybody really cares. Just the rarity value on that. There's probably only a few accounts like that in the world, because even somebody like me who loved the game so much never, first of all, would never pre-order stuff like that to get some of the special heroes and card backs, but also I just stopped playing at a certain point. I think my stream crashed. What the fuck? Or it doesn't say it did, but...
Who knows what secrets will uncover? A dark deed to defy.
He's actually roping. That's how complicated his turn was there. So what do we got? We got the taunt. These eggs are actually coming through a little bit. I could do the weapon plus this, or I could do the egg with even greater value. I think the clearest path would just be to... I mean, I think I pretty much have to do that. So we'll go 3 and 1. Oh, here we go again. I'm gonna leave a minion alive that I probably shouldn't leave alive, and then he's gonna buff it and do some crazy shit. Summon a 2/2 zombie with a rush, summon a 2/2 zombie with a rush. We did it twice. I almost didn't even pay attention to what he was doing that turn because it's like... I don't know, it was too complicated at the end and my stream was like crashing or something. I don't think it actually crashed. Yeah, that is kind of dangerous, but he would have to first have something damaged to heal up first for that to even work. I have a bad habit of leaving these problematic minions up in arena because I don't expect... There's no way they're going to have a perfect exact synergy with that. But then they do, like the Death Rattle, Undertaker. I keep forgetting what it's called. The one that's a 1/2 that gains 1 attack for every Death Rattle minion you summon. Which you can get really out of hand really fast. Okay, that doesn't bother me actually that much. Although it will still be hard to get rid of. Give minions your hand +1/+1, which would just be the fucking egg. Yeah, this is one instance where you really don't have to fear the AoE. You have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can actually just kill it. Makes me a little bit nervous about this still, but fuck it. It seems so weird to do this, but we're just gonna let that guy... Oh, I'm retarded, man. I'm so bad. I could have... I don't deserve to even fucking do this. Yeah, I'm really afraid of that 2/2 zombie with the rush. I'm just playing like too fast. Like I know what's happening, I just don't. I'll even just record this because the ending of this one's pretty intense actually. First arena, and so I probably missed some of that stuff there because the stream just crashed, which is retarded. Imagine if it's like a really high stakes world first type of moment with all the hard modes and stuff I do. That's so stupid. So, not that this is that big of a deal, but I don't want to end it quite like this on the first thing. So we still have the echo, but we're holding it back a little bit. This is more like the let's play mentality of just... So he'll get a 3 cost and the 2/2 rush if he sacks that. Deal 2 damage to all other minions. He'll attack in, or he won't. That's weird. Any hero took damage, draw a shadow spell. So their infinite value of stuff that they just keep getting is amazing. I'm gonna have to just play this like 5 times. Too bad the value isn't gonna count with the buff, right? The echo is not gonna carry that over. Dancing sword is good too. Why don't I just do like 5 of these though? I'm fine with that, especially for the health aspect. Oh man, if only that buff actually worked. It's not even that good, and he's probably gonna get another fucking AoE too, but it's just kind of like free value at a stage in the game where it's kind of necessary. Unique just like everyone else. Actually, it is pretty unique to be playing Death Knight. I don't know why today, like nobody's playing it in Arena. I even made sure to draft it last time. Just like, I was almost intending to do it, but then it kind of went on too long, and so I never got around to it. He's probably not in such a bad spot, but he gets a 3 cost, a 2 cost. The dancing sword. Now I'm really out of reserve, so I have to make sure we get something big here. Oh, no, he gets something big. Man, priest can be really, really tough. Mod the attack and health. Not really going to be relevant right now, but I kind of have to do it just because I don't know what to do with that. I almost don't even want to attack. Let's let him do it, but then he'll just heal through it. He could kill one of the 4/4s, bring it back up to a 8/5. Of course, the 1/1 is such immediate value. You can treat it like a ping, but it's beyond a ping because it actually has board presence and you can do stuff with that. So I need something that's going to reward me for the... That's actually better than Defile because it doesn't have to kill something to keep going. But it costs 5 mana, that thing. There's 5 cards left. I have 12, but it's going to be hard to actually deal with what he's doing. If I was him, I would just attack with both of these into the 2 attack minions into the 4/4. and then heal. So then I won't have a guaranteed way to kill the 8-5. Right? He'll bring it back up to 5 health. He just got too many cards. I can't beat him out on value. I don't know why he just randomly disconnects stuff like that. It's so stupid. Oh, wow. He's still going to allow it to just be killed, though. Or maybe not. We need some kind of other crazy AoE. I mean, I guess in this case, I would have to kill something else to get value. So we'll just wait. There's no reason not to do that. That was kind of a fortunate draw too, but he's just going to have an answer. It's impossible to do anything to this guy. Just unlimited answers, infinite value. Draw more cards. Fuck it. The armor doesn't even bother me too much. That's not the biggest deal. He's about to deck out too. Like, it's so stupid. So he's going to kill Bone Marrow and then have 2 health left, I guess is the way to go about it. So I can't blame him for doing that. It's just impossible. I can't do it. Summon a Death Rattle minion from your hand, and I'm sure he'll draw one next turn. After a friendly thing dies, I'm just dead. 15, 16, 17, 18. Actually almost decking out a priest. Imagine that. Hopefully that doesn't fuck up the VOD that it disconnected at the end. It really shouldn't, but the Plants vs. Zombies world first encounter at the beginning. Okay, 3. If I can actually deal with this board, it would be good, but I think if I get that shit again, 19 corpses and nothing to do with them. It's lonely at the top. It's lonely being a fucking Lich King.
Shall know my cruelty firsthand.
We go 5 and 3, and 2 of those losses were pretty preventable. This one almost wasn't. Right, I don't think I'm... Oh, shit. We get to see him, at least. Death Knight Gladiator. With no space between Knight and Gladiator. Weird. Yes, I don't know why it disconnected there, even. I guess I'll just do it on video. I can always have some... I should be a little quicker with doing that, just to preserve the integrity of showing the whole thing. But man, that is really dumb and abrupt and pointless.